Hey guys, time to chill out with Sub-07 and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. Last time, we crossed Victory Road and had another run-in with our old rival Keith, thankfully quashing his attempts to beat us once again, and finally arrived at the Indigo Plateau, home of the Pokemon League. This time, it's time for war. The team is all up to level 40 now. We are ready for this. I have a bunch of healing items that I bought for safety, because, probably a good idea to have these, better safe than sorry. The Elite Four, if you are used to later gens, might not feel the same as it does there. Let's walk in. Once the Elite Four begins, we cannot stop. It is a set order. You do not get to pick who you fight in what order. That was a Generations 5 through 7 thing. And everyone's going to start getting progressively stronger with each opponent that we best. Each of them has a type specialist for individual types. This is going to be a slobber knocker. I think we're going to lead with Inferno for this. He doesn't necessarily have type advantage for the specialty of the first trainer, but I don't think there's going to be much of a problem. Let's begin. Now, looking at the terrain, you might be inclined to think, ice? Are we dealing with an ice specialist? Didn't we already have Price? No. Welcome to the Pokemon League, Kyle. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Will. I have trained all around the world, making my psychic Pokemon powerful. And at last, I've been accepted into the Elite Four. I can only keep getting better. Losing is not an option. It begins. Our first opponent of the Elite Four is Will, Master of Psychic types. He leads with Xatu. Natu's evolution, level 40, Psychic Flying type with no Hell item, Quick Attack, Future Sight, Psychic, and Confuse Ray for its moveset. Why would I lead with Inferno Star for this? Because I can punch good. Xatu is not technically the most powerful Pokemon, but it will go straight to Psychic as a precaution, because why wouldn't it? If you have something like a Dark type and you don't feel comfortable dealing with Psychic types, by all means, use that, because Psychic can't touch Darkness. Out of here. One down. Slowbro next. Let's tag to Current. Slowbro is level 41, a Water Psychic type with Curse, Amnesia, Body Slam, and Psychic. Surprisingly doesn't have any water moves for some reason, but that's not a problem for us. Paralyze it. It's already slow as molasses, hence the name Slowbro, but paralysis never hurt, at least for us. Amnesia, though, that's a bit of a problem. He's going to make his special defense even stronger, meaning it's a bit harder to kill this thing. But just keep zapping it and it should eventually fall. Ugh. Yeah, that's what it's going to do. Most of Will's team is going to just focus on spamming Psychic because it is their strongest tool. If you are worried about it, find something that resists it or has very good special defense. Alright, going for double? Alright, fine then. I think two can play at that game. I have an idea. Let's tag to Artemis. Ugh. You're up, bud. With Artemis in play, they will no longer have the ability to use psychic attacks against us, and they have to improvise. Taste Feint Attack. Unfortunately, Dark is special in this generation, so this is gonna not do too much, but it'll do better than it could have. And full paralysis, nice. Take him out. Come on. Yes. Just enough, good work. Next up. Interesting, going straight to the second Xatu. I'm kind of surprised. You know, let's stay in. His strongest Pokemon is his second Xatu, level 42, Psychic Flying type, Quick Attack, Future Sight, Psychic, and Confuse Ray. Same exact moveset as the first one. Feint Attack. Are you really going for Quick Attack strats? Is that the best you can do, bud? You're scared. Yeah, a Dark type alone will basically cripple most of Will's team. Don't be afraid to just bring one of these and just pulverize him. I do gotta admit, though, Will's redesign in Heart Gold Soul Silver looks way better. He looks very red in this version, but he looks more like a magician in Heart Gold Soul Silver, and I think it's a very good fit for him. Very good drip. Nice. Next up, Jinx. Back to Inferno. Jinx, level 41, Ice Psychic type with Ice Punch, Double Slap, Psychic, and Lovely Kiss. Be careful, if that Lovely Kiss lands, you could be in a lot of trouble. Just try and crash into it with something that it's weak against. Ugh, spicy damage. And a good burn, let's go. Really? Did you just try and bitch slap me because you got offended that I brought a fire type? Get out of here. Get your stupid ass mimic. Actually, not sure what Jinx is supposed to be. I forget what it is. Get out of here. I almost said mimic, and I'm like, that's not right. Last but not least, though, is last Pokemon. Exeggutor. Level 41, a Grass Psychic type with Reflect, Egg Bomb, Psychic, and Leech Seed. Exeggutors are rather powerful, but they're also slow. Smash into it. The glory of having a good fire type on your team is that fire does a lot of work. This is gonna sting, though. Ooh, bad time for a crit. Sorry, bud. We'll revive you for the next round. Stark, you finish things off, actually. He hasn't had much chance to shine in this fight, but this is something he's good against. Quad weakness, get out of here. That's one down. I can't believe it. Well, believe it, bud. Even though I was defeated, I won't change my course. I will continue battling until I stand above all trainers. Now, Kyle, move on and experience the true ferocity of the Elite Four. I will, but I think I'm gonna heal first because I don't want to go into the next fight down a teammate or with an injured current. Seems like a bad idea. I made sure to buy a lot of Hyper Potions for this because you don't need Max Potions. Hyper Potions are way cheaper, and they heal 200 health. And until Generation 7, they were the best, cheapest option for that sort of thing. Before we move on, though, I'm going to switch around the party a little bit. Cordelia is actually going to be taking the lead for next round. For good reason. Now for my favorite of the four. Been a long time, mister. Fwahaha! I am Koga of the Elite Four. I live in shadows, a ninja. My intricate style will confound and destroy you. Confusion, sleep, poison. Prepare to be the victim of my sinister technique. Fwahaha! Pokemon is not merely about brute force. You shall see soon enough. This is Koga, formerly of the gyms in Kanto. He's one of the rare cases of a gym leader being promoted to an Elite Four member. This ought to be interesting. Fuchsia City Gym. Let's see how well this guy does you proud. He leads with Ariados. Level 40. Bug Poison type with Spider Web, Double Team, Baton Pass, and Giga Drain. It can't poison you necessarily, but it can annoy you. Spider Web will slow you down. Baton Pass means it passes something on to the next opponent. Double Team, of course, raises defense, or excuse me, evasion. And Giga Drain is self-explanatory. I'm gonna crash into it with my Steel Bird. Ooh. Oh, Baton Pass? You bitch. Who to first? Fortress! Interesting. Fortress, level 43, Bug Steel type with Protect, Spikes, Swift, and Explosion. A dangerous Pokemon to run into. If it decides to blow up, you are in a lot of trouble. So try and set it on fire instead. This thing is a tank and will absorb all hits that are not fire. But fire is a problem for it. And luckily, Ariados only passed on one Double Team. Get out of here. And yeah, Koga's the rare case of a promotion actually happening across generations. You don't really see that very often outside of... What was it? I guess it's more 8th Gym Leader becoming champion, but that's a variation depending on the region. That happens in Hoenn, not so much in Sinnoh, happens in Unova. It happens a couple times, I guess. Muck. Ooh. This is probably best that we go back to Cordelia. Muck, level 42, a poison type with Sludge Bomb, Acid Armor, Minimize, and Toxic. Poison strategies in full force. I'm a Steel type. You can't touch me. Gonna use Minimize to make itself harder to hit, though, which is a pain in the ass. Also becomes a very tiny sprite. Still love that. I have Swift. We can't miss. Do some damage. Acid Armor. He's gonna raise his defense. That is his compensation for the fact that, well, can't do much else. This Muck is gonna very much turn this into a battle of attrition. And he's gonna keep minimalizing because he realizes he can't do anything else to us. Sludge Bomb and Toxic are ineffective, so all he can do is just stall. This is why it pays to have a good Steel type, folks. Now, one thing we're going to talk about while we're doing this. Johto Elite Four is often considered one of the easier Elite Fours. Not the easiest, that's probably still Kalos. But a lot of people joke that this one is kind of a pushover, especially because of Gen 2's leveling curves. Don't underestimate it. It can still fuck you up when it puts its mind to it, especially if you're playing the remakes, where they do get stronger teams after a certain point. And those teams can actually be scary. You really shouldn't be underestimating them. Maybe the originals on Game Boy Color are on the easy side, I'll admit. Don't underestimate them if you are doing both regions in Heart Gold Soul Silver. You'll thank me later. Okay, his defense won't go any higher. Unfortunately, this is still a very bad case of just stall wars. God. I can really go for a critical hit right now because critical hit will ignore stat changes. Ugh. But there's nothing else that he can do. He's just kind of stuck here relying. And he's not using his healing items because the Elite Four do have healing items. He has an option of a full heal and a full restore. Will had a max potion, but he didn't use it. One more. And get out of here. Nice. Good job. Absolute stall battle, but you know what? You still came out on top, and he's going straight to his ace Pokemon. Interesting. Ooh. Do I counter with my own? I could. It's not really worth it, though. I think Current should lead this. His strongest Pokemon is Crobat. Level 44, Poison Flying type with Double Team, Wing Attack, Quick Attack, and Toxic. He's probably going to try and go for Toxic strategies against me. Or raise his evasion. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see if we can get that paralysis off. Yes! Slow down this speed demon. And zap it. Crobats are a tad on the bulky side. But a weakness is still a weakness. Oh, and you missed. Let's go. Toxic is worse poison. If you get inflicted with that, you're going to take a lot more damage each turn with increasing damage every turn. Whoa! Finish it off? Nope. There's the full restore. Completely healed both the paralysis and the health problems. I could really go for a crit, but you missed. Damn it. Thunder Wave. Shit. That's bad. Okay, that suddenly makes this worse. We want to get that paralysis off really badly. Thank you. His attacks are not that strong, thankfully, because he didn't give Crobat anything super powerful. He's just going to focus on playing evasive. Like, Koga wasn't lying when he said his strategy wasn't purely about strength. It's about annoying you to death. You're going to run into his status ailments, and you're going to pay for them. That Crobat is going to keep doing this for a while. Which is why we have a Cordelia. You can't poison it. And you can't run from her. Doesn't matter how many double teams you do, she can still hit you thanks to Swift. This is why it always pays to have a never miss move. It's not going to do much damage, but it's better than having no options at all. Because if the evasion is too high, you run the risk of something like this happening, where you just can't hit that damn bird. Or in this case, bat. Not like it can do much to us anyway, though. It's 4 levels higher and it's doing that much damage because, yeah. We're going to basically be slowly chipping away at this thing. And Koga's probably going to try and max out evasion on this thing, too. So, just keep throwing stuff at it. Nice try. This is a damage race. You're losing this race. I think one more Swift after this should finish it off. Looks like it. Maybe two, hopefully just one. Nice. Good job, you two. Thankfully, the paralysis also technically did slow it down and occasionally fuck with it. Next up, Venomoth. Level 41, Bug Poison type with Psychic, Gust, Supersonic, and Toxic. It does have Psychic, which is a dangerous move to run into, but I'm a Steel type. Steel resists Psychic. I don't know why it does, but it does. Oh, and fun fact, Gust. That does double damage when you are airborne for flight. Doesn't do much, though, because it's still Gust. Ooh, nice. Excellent job, Cordelia. Alright, all that's left is Ariados, and it can't touch us. Finish that thing off. Baton Pass out of desperation because you know you're out of options. Good night. Excellent work. 2 down. Ah, you have proven your worth. Easy does it. I subjected you to everything I could muster, but my efforts failed. I must hone my skills. Go on to the next room and put your abilities to test. It's to the test, Koga, but thanks. Yeah, Koga getting a promotion is one of the first real interesting things they kind of started doing with Elite Fours, because it was never really a thing that you could do something like that, just promote someone to being Elite Four members. Kind of cool, though. Alright, this is where things are going to start getting a little bit tricky. I should probably deal with that poison. I think the next one is going to be probably the hardest one for my team specifically. Whether or not it's hard in general, we're going to see. Time for the only returning member of the Elite Four from the first generation. I am Bruno of the Elite Four. I always train to the extreme because I believe in our potential. That is how we become strong. Can you withstand our power? I see no fear in you. You look determined. Perfect for battle. Ready, Kyle? You will bow down to our overwhelming power. Hoo-ha! This is also a case of us just kind of repeating types for the Elite Four because Bruno, Master of Fighting Types. We've already had a Fighting type gym. He leads with Hitmontop. Level 42, Fighting type with Quick Attack, Dig, Detect, Pursuit. Kind of a pain in the ass Pokemon if I'm being honest with you. But not one that we can't handle. Hitmontop specializes in special defense. We don't have to worry about that. We're just a bird. Whack. Decent enough. And thankfully, it doesn't really have any good fighting type attacks to actually use against us. So Cordelia is safe to just go to town. And even if it did, she's got amazing physical defense. We'll be fine. Touch. Ow. Don't touch. Touch. And yeah, Bruno, I believe, was the second Elite Four member in the first generation, so he did technically get promoted to being number 3. His team hasn't changed too much, though, aside from the Hitmontop. Level up for Cordelia. Nice. About to change to Hitmonchan. Interesting. I know why he's going Hitmonchan, and I'm a bit concerned, but... well, what should I do for this? Alucard, you haven't gotten a chance to play yet. Let's see what you're made of, bud. Hitmonchan, level 42, Fighting type with Ice Punch, Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, Mach Punch. Get confused, nerd. He's gonna try and use the Elemental Punch just to cover up type weaknesses. The problem is, this is Generation 2, and Hitmonchan's special attack sucks. And he hurts himself anyway. Nice! Let's fly. Don't give him the opportunity. Just pester him. Nice. Nice. Excellent job, Alucard. Always reliable. What else you got? Onyx! Alright, that makes sense. Let's go to current. Onyx, level 43, rock ground type with Rock Slide, Sandstorm, Earthquake, and Bind. Strong moves, aside from Bind, but, water. You're really not gonna do much to me, bud. I'm sorry. And since abilities don't exist, you don't have Sturdy to protect you. Die. Game doesn't even give that much experience anymore. Dang Onyx. Alright, Hitmonlee. Ah, shoot. I think the only safe option here is to go back to Cordelia, honestly. Hitmonlee, level 42, fighting type with double kick, foresight, high jump kick, and swagger. If you see it doing foresight, you might want to get out of there. He's gonna go for high jump kick a lot because it's his strongest move. Uh-oh. High jump kick is a very powerful move, but in the event that it misses, he does take a lot of damage as recoil. If you have a move like Protect, that will actually be a very good tool to have here. Otherwise, you just kind of want to do that. Wow. Excellent job, Cordelia. All right, his last Pokemon. I'm actually going to make Alucard fight this first. Machamp. The evolution of our menace. Machamp is level 46, fighting type, with Rock Slide, Foresight, Cross Chop, and Vital Throw. Vital Throw goes last at the option of never missing. You want to be careful fighting this thing. It's a very powerful physical attacker. But having said that, you might notice I said physical, not special. If you got a special attacker that can get through its weaknesses, use it. I'm taking it to the air. Because it has Rock Slide, and there's a real chance it'll go for it. Or it can just hit itself twice. Nice. How much damage? We need big. Go big. Go big! Nice! Easy peasy. Not a problem for you two. That was awesome. Why? How could we lose? How could you lose? Because you got your ass beat. Having lost, I have no right to say anything. Go face your next challenge. Damn, that was a wash. Bruno is one I kind of was a bit worried about, given our past history with fighting types. But that went by pretty well, actually. I have no concerns with that. Good job, everybody. Stark, you're gonna lead. I should probably heal just in case. At least heal Cordelia. She's lower than everyone else. Alright. Last of the Elite Four. And an interesting one at that. This one, you're going to be dealing with a lot of things. I hope you're ready. I am Karen of the Elite Four. You're Kyle. How amusing. I love Dark-type Pokemon. I find their wild, tough image to be so appealing, and they're so strong. Think you can take them? Just try to entertain me. Let's go. The first person to represent Dark types in Pokemon. Karen, for the long time, was sort of the pacemaker for Dark types. We didn't have a Dark type gym leader until Generation 8. This ought to be interesting. She leads with Umbreon. Level 42, a Dark type with Fade Attack, Confuse Ray, Mean Look, and Sand Attack. There are many ways to do this. If you got a fighting type, that'll be a really good method. I'm going to be a stupid idiot and use Fury Cutter. Umbreons are tanks, but Fury Cutter gets stronger the more that you use it. That is my saving grace for this fight, is hoping that Fury Cutter will go hard fast enough and we don't start missing. That's the other problem. Umbreon does not want you to actually have a chance to focus on it. It wants you to suffer. We're gonna try for one more, and if it doesn't work, we gotta change tactics quick. Damn. Feint Attack? Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, Stark's confused. I think it's best that we just tag out to someone else. I could do Artemis to force a game of back and forth with 2 Umbreons. I just don't think that's the best idea. Inferno I want to save because it's actually going to be very useful against a couple of the other Pokemon that Karen has. Alucard, you're up. I could have also gone Cordelia because Steel also resists Dark for some reason, but not this time. I actually think I'm going to have a great idea, and we're going to pester her right back. Confuse Ray. Now you deal with it. Sand attack. Not the worst thing in the world. Wing attack. Not bad. Mean Look. That prevents us from switching out. I'm kind of intrigued that it would go with something like that. Wing attack again. Hit yourself. That's all I want, is just I want you to hit yourself. Damn it. Going for Feint Attack, but it doesn't do Confuse Ray. Interesting. Get out of here. Now, Mean Look prevents us from switching, but only if the Pokemon that used Mean Look is still in play. So now that it's gone, we can switch Alucard out, unless we want to keep him in. Next up, Gengar. We're going to tag out for now. Go straight to Artemis. Gengar, level 45, Ghost Poison type with Lick, Spite, Curse, Destiny, Bond. Dangerous Pokemon if it puts its mind to it. Goes right for the Curse to cut its health in half. Maybe not the brightest decision, bud. Feint Attack. Gengars are fast, and Curse is powerful, but, yeah. Fucking idiot. Gengars are glass cannons, so if you can crash into it when it tries to Curse, you'll probably be fine, to be honest with you. Her next Pokemon, though, is not a Dark type, because there weren't enough Dark types to cover that, and same with Gengar. We're going to Inferno. Vileplume. Jerry's cousin. Level 42, a Grass Poison type with Stun Spore, Acid, Petal Dance, and Moonlight. Flame Wheel. Petal Dance is a powerful grass attack, but it'll be confused after a few uses. It's going to want to put you in paralysis and then just start annoying you and healing you with Moonlight. However, Vileplumes are also rather slow Pokemon, so it's trying to use Stun Spore for the sake of catching up to you in speed. Plus, it can't exactly hurt us. Petal Dance is not a particularly good move. At least against a fire type. Get out of here. Easy peasy. And level up for Inferno, nice. Nice job, Inferno Star. Are you gonna go to your ace, though? No, you're gonna stay with this. Ooh. Interesting, that makes me want to stay with this. Next is Murkrow. Level 44, Dark Flying type. We haven't seen these before, at least not in the wild. Feint Attack, Whirlwind, Pursuit, Quick Attack. Doesn't really have many options, aside from using Whirlwind to annoy you to death. Punch it really hard. Feint Attack is powerful. Murkrows have better attack stats than you think they do, but they're not that powerful, because their defenses are paltry. Case in point, Quick Attack. Nice. Excellent job. Her last Pokemon, though, is a bit more dangerous. We need to go to Current. Her last Pokemon is Houndoom. Level 47, Dark Fire type with Crunch, Flamethrower, Roar, and Pursuit. This is a powerful one. And it's going right for Crunch. Ugh. Powerful Dark type move. We're going to try and slow this thing down as much as we can by using Thunder Wave. Nice. Use Surf. Ugh, juicy damage. Unfortunately, it gets the second Crunch off. Current is out of here. We need one more powerful hit to finish this thing off. I think, bizarrely enough, it's Stark that's going to do that, despite this being a terrible fight for Stark. If that Flamethrower comes out, Stark is basically dead. But you Slash, uh-oh. Max Potion. She didn't use Full Restore. Right, because she only has Max Potion and not a full heal. That's actually not bad. Slash. Come on, crits. Damn it. Oh, that's a dead Stark. That's a very, very dead Stark. Yeah. Yeah. This could be really bad. This is probably the most dangerous thing we're gonna run into. At least until, you know, the champion. Artemis, I need you to do something about this. Bizarrely enough, Mud Slap actually might be useful here. Because Dark, I believe, resists itself. Though I could be wrong about that. Oh, nice crit. Accuracy falls. And he missed. Or, excuse me, she missed. Get that hound out of here. No hellhounds allowed. Phew. Disaster averted. Nice job, team. Well, aren't you good? I like that in a trainer. I'm taken, lady. You're also definitely too old for me. Strong Pokemon. Weak Pokemon. That is only the selfish perception of people. Truly skilled trainers should try to win with their favorites. I like your style. You understand what's important. Go on. The champion is waiting. That has resonated with me for a long time, and bizarrely enough, even in competitive play, that does resonate true. Remember, someone once won Worlds using a Pachirisu on their team. We're gonna heal up real fast because we need it. It's time. Alright, let's head on. There's only one person left between us and victory. Pokemon Champ. And who else would it be than a certain someone? I've been waiting for you. Kyle, I knew that you, with your skills, would eventually reach me here. There's no need for words now. We will battle to determine who is the stronger of the two of us. As the most powerful trainer, and as the Pokemon League champion, I, Lance the Dragon Master, accept your challenge. Welcome to the real test. Pokemon Champ, Lance. I said he was a powerful trainer. I wasn't joking. Lance is the Pokemon Champ, and in Gen 1, he was the last member of the Elite Four. This guy is not gonna make this easy for you. Lance leads out with Gyarados. Level 44, Water Flying type with Rain Dance, Surf, Flail, and Hyper Beam. A very powerful Pokemon. And it uses Flail on the first turn because it's a fucking idiot. I'm leading with Current for this fight because Current has a quad effective attack against Gyarados. Spark. Yes, I could have chosen to take time to grind out the game corner to get Thunder for Current. That was originally the plan, but I opted not to. One, because it's a lot more annoying to get that than you might think. You need a lot of money and or a lot of credits, and I don't have the time for that. Two, Current can handle this. They've got this. He won't go straight for Hyper Beam, but it is his last resort move. It is a very powerful attack, and it benefits Gyarados' incredibly high physical attack, but Gyarados goes down. Nice. Next Pokemon is Dragonite. This is where things go from kinda scary to very scary. Dragonite, level 47, Dragon Flying type with Twister, Thunder Wave, Blizzard, and Hyper Beam. You really need to be careful against this thing! Oh god. The danger of a Dragonite is that it is incredibly powerful across the board. And it gets a crit, of course it does. In the event that it lands an attack like that, you are in trouble, because its stats are monstrous. The problem is, Lance has multiple Dragonites, because Lance doesn't play nice. And yes, Dragonite, technically speaking, shouldn't even be accessible for someone like Lance right now, because Dragonite, you get it as an evolution at level 55. Mercifully, Dragonite has to recharge after landing Hyper Beam. We're gonna try and blind this thing. Now, I'm actually not sure if this is the right Dragonite, because he has two level 47 Dragonites. The other one knows Thunder instead of Blizzard. I don't know which one this is. We're gonna find out. Twister missed. Nice. It's a good sign. 2 smoke screens. Make this as hard for them as possible. Thunder! You're actually the other one. Interesting. Surprised you would go for the Thunder, then. Miss the Hyper Beam, let's go. Unfortunately, fully paralyzed is really not helping my situation right now. Yeah, there it is. I was just honestly gonna opt to let him take the Hyper Beam full force, because it puts him in a faint status instead of having to worry about paralysis. This is not gonna be an easy fight. This is the hardest fight, bar none. What to do here? Artemis. Gotta recharge. But with the accuracy lowered a good bit, there's a real chance we can use this as an opportunity to heal. I haven't shown this really before, but healing in battle, including feint statuses, is a perfectly viable strategy. Unless you're nuzlocking, in which case, go fuck yourself. But it is a perfectly valid option if you are worried about how things are going to go. There's a reason I got extra revives on hand. It's in case something like this happens. Thankfully, we've lowered its accuracy so much that Dragonite can't actually hit us. Though it does get the Thunder Wave eventually, of course it does. We were already slower than it, it's fine. Fan attack. Your best hope to fight these things is either having a Dragon-type move yourself or getting an Ice attack, something like Blizzard or Ice Beam. But you're not going to get Ice Beam until post-game. Blizzard you could opt for if you use the Game Corner, but that's about it. Hyper Beam is powerful, but it's not enough to finish off someone like Artemis, who's already got great defenses. We're basically just going to chip away at this thing in the hopes of finishing it off. And since it already burned a Hyper Beam, it has to recharge. And it's unlikely Lance is to full restore his first Dragonite. That being said, I'm going to use a second revive to get Inferno back in play because I want him in play for this. There's the Thunder. We've still got good defenses, so not the end of the world. But I imagine he might be thinking about doing another Hyper Beam. So I'm going to risk the full restore. No, goes for second Thunder. Interesting. Wouldn't have finished us off, but it would have certainly gotten us close. Thunder Wave, you miss. Get out. Come on. One down. That's one of the 3. And yes, he's got 3 Dragonites in total. Why? Because Dragon was the only thing that we had for the Dragonite family. And here comes number 2. Current, you take care of this, please. Okay, it's the other one, so this one has Blizzard rather than Thunder. Don't use a flying type against something like this, because you'll regret that decision. You're gonna Thunder Wave me? You're a bitch, but I can Thunder Wave you right back. Now we're both bitches. The trick of this fight as well is that Dragon is a hard type to pin down unless you know its resistances. Dragon resists all 3 starter types and Electric. But Dragon may resist, Flying doesn't. So Electric is actually neutral damage against the Dragonite. And since it opted to paralyze us rather than freeze us with Blizzard, we still have at least an opportunity to attack this thing. And there's the Hyper Beam again. Oh god. Ooh. Way to hang in there, Current. Current is our safest choice right now for dealing with these things because, as powerful as Dragonite is, it's at least forced to attack a very large tank. That's again why I'm letting it use Hyper Beam so much. I'm okay with it doing that against something that can take it. What to do here, though? Stark is not going to be very useful in this fight. I might actually throw him out as a sacrificial lamb. Not because I want him to die, but because I want him to get as much damage as possible. And if he could get a crit or something, that'd be really convenient right about now, bud. Oh, no! He missed! Thank God. He missed the Blizzard? Thank goodness, that's 2 down. Thank goodness. Blizzard 70% accuracy, finally biting the CPU in the ass like it deserves. Level up for Stark. What else you got? Aerodactyl. Oh boy. This could be a problem. I think Cordelia has to handle this one, though. At least currently. Go get it, girl. Aerodactyl. Level 46, rock flying type. With rock slide, ancient power, wing attack, and a hyper beam. It's powerful, but all of its attacks are physical based, so it really can't do much to someone like Cordelia. We need current in play for this. The problem is, rock resists flying and normal, so Cordelia doesn't really have many good ways to attack this thing. And is going to take neutral damage from those rocks. I guess the option right now is just to fly. Aerodactyls are very fast, but they're also a bit of a glass cannon situation, so if you can abuse that, you might be able to get them out of here. However, it's going to get the chance to attack first. Oh, yeah, that's not a good sign. That's a really bad sign of what we're dealing with here. One more Hyper Potion. I'm going to use it on Current. Sorry, Cordy. I don't think you're going to be useful in this fight. You served your purpose of being a brick wall very well, and you did do a really good job helping us for the Elite Four. But this is not your fight, I'm sorry. Like, right now, the option is go to Current, paralyze this thing, and either drown it or zap it. Because rock doesn't resist electricity. Go, Current. Do I risk the paralysis, or do I just go straight for drowning it? Aerodactyls are rather frail on the defensive front, so that's what's making me sort of question this. Yeah, we'll risk it. I think we need to. Surf. Especially if it's gonna go straight to Hyper Beam. Ow. Ugh. Spicy. Spicy damage, but we still got it. Not enough to finish it off, but it'll be enough now. Get out. That's 4. Problem is, we still haven't seen the strongest thing in this guy's arsenal. He's got one more Dragonite, and he's got another Pokemon in reserve, too. Level up for Current. There it is. He's going right to his strongest Dragonite, because of course he is. Alucard, you lead. This might seem like an odd choice, but trust me. Dragonite, level 50, Dragon Flying type, of course. Safeguard, Outrage, Fire Blast, Hyper Beam. If you have an Ice type, whatever you do, don't let this thing blast it with Fire Blast. Confuse Ray. That is my best hope right now, is to get this thing confused and stall. Nice! You get the first turn, slap yourself? That's actually really good. Take to the skies, Alucard. You're gonna need this. Whoa! The one turn? Are you serious? Oh, that's really bad. Uh-oh. This is gonna hurt. Not bad damage, though. Uh-oh. Outrage! Dragon-type attack! It essentially will start just flailing around like crazy for the next few turns like this. However, it will auto-confuse itself as a result as well. This may be your best option if you want to get the chance to hurt this thing. Or, you can use a move like this to dodge it. And force it to do something else. I need something better. Alucard. Ugh. He's gonna go on a rampage for the next few turns. Artemis, I need you to sit here and soak this up. I'm sorry for what is about to happen, but I need you to do this. Here comes second Outrage. He's gonna do this a couple turns. When he runs out of time, he's gonna get confused. There goes Safeguard, which is actually really good to lose that. Get Feint attacked, nerd. Ooh! Yikes. I think we are in danger. I'm gonna... Oh, shit. He would use a full restore. I should have seen that coming. Alright. If he's gonna do that, though, I'm gonna play... Two can play that game. Max Potion. Whether or not he goes back to setting up Safeguard or not is a big decider in this fight. Because he's going to keep doing Outrage, which is fine. Artemis can handle this. It's going to hurt, but Artemis can handle this. The thing we want to have happen is for Artemis to either survive barely, which I don't think is going to happen, or to die while Dragonite runs out and gets confused. Because if we can set up Parafusion, that's a big one. Oh, and of course it's a crit. Ow. Current. I really need you right now, bud. Force Confusion, nice. And it hurts itself, perfect. Take Parafusion. Not dealing with you today. And you know what? Because it's the best option, I'm setting up Rain Dance and we're going for Surf. He may resist because he's a dragon, but it's water, it's stab, it's the best thing we have. Safeguard is not going to save you this time, bud. Surf. This also will be useful in the event we can kill this thing before the last Pokemon comes out and before Rain comes. Oh god, not options. Not good options. Yikes. Current is a tank, but it doesn't have much in terms of health. In terms of defense, I should say. Its HP is great, not its defense. Spark it. This is bad. This is really bad. Shit. It was arranged that we could die from that, but I was hoping it wouldn't happen. What to do here? Stark, you're up. I'm gonna risk it and go straight to a max revive, honestly, because I need Artemis for this. I do have a plan, I promise. The plan is going very badly right now, but I have a plan. One more Outrage. I think Stark is dead, but if he takes it, it'd be great. Ooh! Let's go, Stark. You know what? Sure, try the Slash. Maybe you can kill it. He's already used his Max Potion. Oh, shit. He got another turn of it. Of course he did. You piece of shit. Okay. Paralyzed and confused. Rain is stopped. Safeguard is gone. Oh, that's why he set up Safeguard again, so he wouldn't get confused off his own move. Uh-oh. Feint attack. You're fast enough. Are you good enough to kill it, though? Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Artemis. That just leaves his last Pokemon, Charizard. We're staying in. His last Pokemon is Charizard, level 46, Fire Flying type, with Flamethrower, Wing Attack, Slash, and Hyper Beam. About as straightforward as you can get. It's just gonna attack you and try and kill you in one hit. I'm making Inferno healthy for this. Going right to Flamethrower, because of course he is. Why not? It's the strongest move in his arsenal that'll benefit his typing. We don't have an option to confuse it, nor do we have an option to paralyze it. For now, we're just gonna crash into it. See how much damage this does. It is a full evolved starter, but it's not a Dragonite, thank God. Not good. Not good at all. Alright, I guess we're using another one. Current, bud, you're back in. And before someone says, why didn't I just grind to, like, I don't know, level 45 so I'd be much higher level for this sort of thing? I didn't feel like it. Like, I know some people who are very much willing to grind to certain levels to compensate for how the Elite Four scales its levels. I wasn't interested in that sort of thing, because I wanted to make a point of this. This generation is not that hard. Items exist for a reason. You can use them for a reason. It's okay. If you don't want to use the items, that's also fine. Just don't act like they are not an option. Paralyze the Charizard. Zap it. What else you got, bud? Anything else you can do? No, not really. And you know what? Just because I'm spiteful, and because I feel like being a bit of an ass. What's up? I'm the better fire starter. Not gonna bother me. Get out of here, you oversized lizard! There's only one fire starter in this game, and that's Typhlosion. That is game. It's over. But it's an odd feeling. I'm not angry that I lost. In fact, I feel happy. Happy that I witnessed the rise of a great new champion. $10,000 for winning. Whew. You've become truly powerful, Kyle. Your Pokemon have responded to your strong and upstanding nature. As a trainer, you will continue to grow strong with your Pokemon. Uh-oh. Oh no, it's all over! Professor Oak, if you weren't so slow! Ah, Kyle. It's been a long while. You certainly look more impressive. Your conquest of the League is just fantastic. Your dedication, trust, and love for Pokemon has made this happen. Your Pokemon were outstanding too, because they believed in you as a trainer. They persevered. Congratulations, Kyle. Let's interview the brand new champion. This is getting to be a bit too noisy. Kyle, could you come with me? What? Hey! Oh, wait, we haven't done the interview! Oh! It's been a long time since I last came here. This is where we honor the League champions for all eternity. Their courageous Pokemon are also inducted. Here today, we witness the rise of a new League champion. A trainer who feels compassion for and trust toward all Pokemon. A trainer who succeeded through perseverance and determination. The new League champion who has all the makings of greatness. Kyle, allow me to register you and your partners as champions. We did it. New Hall of Famer, Current the Lantern. Inferno Star, the Typhlosion. Artemis, the Umbreon. Stark, the Scyther. Cordelia, the Skarmory. And Alucard, the Crobat. $192 Pokemon seen, 27 Pokemon owned. Professor Oak's rating. You're getting good at this, but you have a long way to go. 3223, are you kidding me? That's an amazing playtime. And it's time for the end credits. Directed by Satoshi Tajiri, the father of the series, and co-directed by Junichi Masuda. It feels weird to say, we did it. We beat the Pokemon League. We're the champions of the Johto region. 37 episodes worth of content is kind of nuts to me. I don't know why, but I figured the journey would be longer. But maybe that's because I haven't been home in a long time. I love this game. I really do. I know some people are going to have criticism about Generation 2. Because they have criticism about every gen, because you guys are never happy. No. I understand. This game has a weird learning curve. The level curve is strange. A lot of the Johto Pokemon were reserved for second gen post-game, rather than being in the main game. It's a strange little game. Because the game isn't done yet. And I think that's important to note, is that we've got a long way to go before we actually finish up here. You thought the journey was over? You have no idea. if you played this generation before or already knew, you knew what was coming. And if you didn't, I'm very excited to share with you what's coming next. Post-game is next. And that's where the real game opens up. I said before, we made it to the Kanto region. We've got the whole rest of the region to explore. But I think it's best we save that for another time. Next time on Let's Play Pokemon Crystal, we're heading to the Kanto region. Till next time, ice out.